Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Sunday, August 12th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's baseball games, look ahead to today's games, go over all the NFL preseason action from the past couple days, do my NFL linebacker rankings and my cornerback rankings, do a little golf, and I'll close out the podcast by discussing the national TV schedule in the NBA. That came out on Friday, and I'm just going to do the national TV games. I'm not going to go over the whole schedule. All right, baseball from yesterday. The Yankees defeated the Rangers 5-3 as they improved to 73-43. Texas drops to 52-67. Dellin Betances improves to 3-3. Chris Martin drops to 1-3. Aroldis Chapman 30th save of the season. The Red Sox defeated the Orioles 5-0 as they improved to 83-35. Baltimore drops to 35-82. David Price improves to 12-6. Jacob Yacobanis drops to 0-1. The Nationals defeat the Cubs 9-4 as they improved to 16-57. The Cubs dropped to 67-49. Tanner Roark improves to 7-12. John Lester drops to 12-9. Lester has not been good of late. The Rays defeated the Blue Jays 3-1 as they improved to 16-57. Toronto drops to 52-64. Diego Castillo improves to 3-2. Sam Gaviglio drops to 2-5. Sergio Romo gets his 15th save of the season. The Twins defeated the Tigers 4-3 as they improved to 54-62. Detroit drops to 48-69. Kyle Gibson improves to 69. Francisco Liriano drops to 3-7. Trevor Hildenberger gets his first save of the year. The Reds defeated the Diamondbacks 6-3 as they improved to 52-65. Arizona drops to 64-54. Amir Garrett improves to 1-2. Archie Bradley drops to 3-4. Raciel Iglesias gets his 25th save of the season. The Indians defeated the White Sox 3-1 as they improved to 65-51. The White Sox dropped to 42-74. Trevor Bauer improves to 12-6. James Fields drops to 4-14. Cody Allen gets his 22nd save of the season. The Brewers defeated the Braves 4-2 as they improved to 67-53. Atlanta drops to 63-51. Corbin Burns improves to 3-0. Jesse Biddle drops to 3-1. Josh Hader gets his 9th save of the year. The Mariners defeated the Astros 3-2 as they improved to 68-50. Houston drops to 73-45. Wade LeBlanc improves to 7-2. Charlie Morton drops to 12-3. Edwin Diaz gets his 45th save of the year. The Marlins defeated the Mets 4-3 in 11 innings on a walk-off hit by Brian Holiday as they improved to 48-70. The Mets dropped to 48-66. Javi Guerra improves to 1-0. Jacob Brahmy drops to 0-2. The Cardinals defeated the Royals 8-3 as they improved to 62-55. Kansas City drops to 35-81. Jack Flaherty improves to 6-6. Danny Duffy drops to 7-11. Jordan Hicks gets his 3rd save of the year. The Red Sox defeated the Orioles 6-4 in Game 2 of their doubleheader to complete the doubleheader sweep as they improved to 84-35. Baltimore drops to 35-83. Joe Kelly improves to 4-0. Mike Wright Jr. drops to 3-1. Craig Kimbrell gets his 34th save of the year. Kimbrell has been a little shaky of late, as well as Yankees closer Aroldis Chapman, so that's something to keep an eye on as we approach October. The Rockies defeated the Dodgers 3-2 on a walk-off homer by Ryan McMahon as they improved to 62-55. Dodgers dropped to 64-54. Brian Shaw improves to 4-5. JT Chirogis drops to 2-4. The Phillies defeated the Padres 5-1 as they improved to 65-51. The Padres dropped to 47-72. Aaron Nola improves to 13-3. Walter Lockett drops to 0-3. The Pirates defeated the Giants 4-0 as they improved to 61-57. San Fran drops to 58-60. Trevor Williams improves to 10-8. Ty Block drops to 6-7. The Athletics defeated the Angels 7-0 as they improved to 69-48. The Angels dropped to 59-59. Edwin Jackson improves to 4-2. Tyler Skaggs drops to 8-8. Today's games, 1 o'clock, you have the Rangers and the Yankees. The Yankees going for 3 out of 4 in this series. Martin Perez against CC Sabathia. Red Sox Orioles. Red Sox going for the big sweep. Chris Sale against Alex Cobb. Rays Blue Jays. Tyler Glasnow and Marcus Stroman. Twins Tigers. Cole Stewart making his big league debut. Remember him? He was the Twins' first-round pick in 2013. Has had pretty much like a bust label to him because he wasn't promoted within the time span as they thought. He was the 24th ranked prospect in 2014 at one point, and now he's finally getting a chance. Matt Boyd gets the start for Detroit. Diamondbacks Reds. Zach Godley and Luis Castillo. Mets Marlins. Noah Syndergaard and Wei Yin Chen. Brewers Braves. Chase Anderson and Sean Newcomb. That's a 1:30 game. At 2 o'clock, you have Indians White Sox. Carlos Carrasco and Dylan Covey. TBS game this afternoon between the Mariners and the Astros. The Mariners going for the sweep as Mario Ramirez against Dallas Keuchel. I just don't see the reigning World Series champs getting swept on their home field, and I don't see them losing 8 straight home games. So give me the Astros to snap their 7-game home losing streak. Who would have thunk that the reigning world champs would have a 7-game home losing streak? 2:15 Cardinals Royals. Luke Weaver against Jacob Junis. 3 o'clock Dodgers Rockies. Dodgers trying to rebound from the rough loss last night. Rich Hill against Chad Bettis. 3:40 Phillies Padres. Jake Arrieta and Joey Lucchesi. 4 o'clock Pirates Giants. Joe Musgrove and Derek Rodriguez. Athletics Angels. Trevor Cahill and Taylor Cole. 8 o'clock ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Matt Vasgersian, Alex Rodriguez, Jessica Mendoza, and Buster Olney on the call. Nationals Cubs. Max Scherzer, Cole Hamels. This is an excellent pitching matchup. He got on display. Cole Hamels has been pretty solid since coming over in the trade from the Texas Rangers. But Max Scherzer is the better pitcher right now. As well as Hamels has pitched, I am not betting against Max Scherzer. I get it, it's a road game. I always get the sense that Scherzer pitches better at Nationals Park than he does on the road. But I really like the Nationals in a low-scoring game here. So 3-1 Nationals, I think, is my prediction. Yeah, that's a good one. 3-1 Nationals is my call tonight. As Hamels pitches well enough to keep the Cubs in it, but Scherzer just out-pitches him and silences the bats of the Chicago Cubs. No Chris Bryant has been a blow for this Cubs offense for a while, even though the Cubs have been in first place for a while and have gotten some good pitching and some bad pitching. I think there's been just a little inconsistent of late. So give me the Nationals to win on the road tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. All right, now I'm going to do some NFL preseason chatter. Go over some of the results from this past preseason week. The Browns defeated the Giants 20-10. Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley stole the show. Mayfield 11 for 20, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley 4 carries on 43 yards. Giants backup quarterback Davis Webb did not look good. 9 for 22 with 70 yards. Tyrod Taylor looked good for Cleveland, 99 yards, 5 for 5, and a touchdown pass as well. The Saints defeated the Jaguars 24-20. Cody Kessler put up a good stat line for Detroit, their backup quarterback, 14 for 17, 139 yards and a touchdown. Leonard Fournette, 5 carries, 24 yards. Tom Savage, the former backup of the Houston Texans, 10 for 14, 70 yards for New Orleans. The Panthers defeated the Bills 28-23. Nate Peterman, the backup quarterback for the Bills, 9 for 10, 113 yards and a touchdown. Josh Allen's the key rookie in this spot, 9 for 19, 116 yards and a touchdown pass. A.J. McCarron for Buffalo, 116 yards, 7 for 10. And no touchdowns and no picks. So there's your quarterback stats for the people competing for the Bills starting job. I think it's either going to be McCarron or Allen. I doubt it's going to be Peterman. Although Peterman made a start last year, as those of you remember, and he just wet the bed. I believe it was against the Chargers in Los Angeles last year. And somehow the Bills still made the playoffs. And Los Angeles did not, even though Los Angeles won that game. The Steelers defeated the Eagles 31-14. Mason Rudolph, who could very well be the future quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers once Ben Roethlisberger hangs it up, 7 for 12 and 101 yards. Nate Sudfeld started for Philly, 10 for 14, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. The Bengals defeated the Bears 30-27. Mitch Trubisky, 2 for 4, 4 yards. Andy Dalton got the start for Cincinnati, 6 for 8, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. The Buccaneers defeated the Dolphins 26-24. Ryan Fitzpatrick got the start for Tampa Bay, 6 for 8, 55 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Ryan Tannehill saw his first bit of action. This was the big story of this game, 4 for 6, 32 yards. The Ravens defeated the Rams 33-7. Lamar Jackson, 7 for 18 with 119 yards. Joe Flacco, 5 for 7, 71 yards and a touchdown pass. Robert Griffin III saw some action too, 5 for 7, 88 yards and a touchdown pass. And Jared Goff did not play for Los Angeles. The Patriots defeated the Redskins 26-17. Brian Hoyer for New England, 16 for 23, 144 yards. Tom Brady didn't play at all. Kevin Hogan, 7 for 9, 44 yards. Colt McCoy, 13 for 18, 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Alex Smith did not play in that game either. The Packers defeated the Titans 31-17. DeShone Kizer, the new backup quarterback for Green Bay, 9 for 18 with 134 yards. Luke Falk, 10 for 19, 105 yards and a touchdown pass. Marcus Mariota was out there for a couple plays, 2 for 13, 42 yards and a touchdown pass. Brent Hundley saw some time too, 9 for 14, 108 yards, a touchdown, and the pick. The Texans defeated the Chiefs 17-10. Deshaun Watson didn't see much time. Only threw one pass, completed it for 4 yards. Brandon Weeden, 9 for 11 and 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes started for Kansas City, 5 for 7, 33 yards. Chad Henne, 8 for 14, 91 yards, a touchdown, and the pick. The Colts defeated the Seahawks 19-17. The big story of this game, the return of Andrew Luck, 6 for 9, 64 yards. Jacoby Brissett looked good too, 6 for 8, 35 yards. Brad Kaya, 3 for 4, 24 yards. Russell Wilson played for Seattle, 4 for 5, 43 yards and a touchdown pass. The 49ers defeated the Cowboys 24-21. Dak Prescott saw some action, 3 for 3, 39 yards and a touchdown pass. Jimmy Garoppolo, 3 for 6 for 34 yards. C.J. Beathard played most of the game for San Francisco, 10 for 20, 181 yards and an interception. Friday's games, the Jets defeated the Falcons 17-0. The big story here is the debut of Sam Darnold, 13 for 18, 96 yards and a touchdown pass. Teddy Bridgewater went 7 for 8, 85 yards and a touchdown pass. Josh McCown only threw one pass for 4 yards. Matt Ryan saw some action. Only threw one pass, and it was for -2 yards. Matt Schaub saw a lot of time. Their backup, 9 for 9, 54 yards. The Raiders defeated the Lions 16-10 in John Gruden's first preseason game back coaching the Oakland Raiders. Derek Carr saw a little bit of action, 2 for 4, 11 yards. E.J. Manuel, 4 for 6, 46 yards. He'll be their backup. And Connor Cook's competing for the backup job too. Or the third string, I should say. 11 for 19, 141 yards and a touchdown pass. Matt Castle, 10 for 18, 81 yards. And Jake Rudock, 12 for 19 with 84 yards. Last night, the Vikings defeated the Broncos 42-28 in Kirk Cousins' first preseason game as a member of the Minnesota Vikings. 4 for 4, 42 yards and a touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs. Trevor Siemian, the former Bronco, 11 for 17, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Case Keenum, 1 for 4, 5 yards. He struggled a little bit. Paxton Lynch, 6 for 11, 24 yards. And Chad Kelly was impressive, 14 for 21, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The Cardinals defeated the Chargers 24-17, and the big story here is the debut of Josh Rosen. 6 for 13, 41 yards. Sam Bradford got the start, threw one pass for 6 yards. Mike Glennon struggled 2 for 7 with 11 yards and an interception. Geno Smith saw a lot of time for the Chargers, 14 for 23, 218 yards, a touchdown and a pick. And the preseason continues next Thursday, August 16th. And speaking of football, I'm going to do my linebacker rankings right now. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I didn't have the time. 107 players on this list, all projected starters. Some of them may not make the team, and others could be on the move, perhaps. And some teams have 3 and some teams have 4, depending on how their defenses line up with either 4-3 or 3-4. And some teams may have linebackers listed as defensive ends, or in this case I made on the other day's podcast, have some linebackers that are listed linebackers and also could play defensive end. Let's go with the list. 107, Anthony Walker Jr., middle linebacker, Indianapolis Colts. 106, Emmanuel Lamore, outside linebacker, Raiders. 105, Christian Kirksey, outside linebacker, Browns. 104, Najee Good, outside linebacker, Colts. 103, Adarius Taylor, outside linebacker, middle linebacker, Tampa Bay Bucks. Bucks have him listed as an outside. 102, Oren Brooks, inside linebacker, Packers. 101, Mason Foster, inside linebacker, Redskins. 100, Kyle Emanuel, outside linebacker, Chargers. 99, Will Compton, inside linebacker, Titans. 98, Damian Wilson, outside linebacker, Cowboys. 97, Anthony Hitchens, inside linebacker, Chiefs. 96, Devondre Campbell, outside linebacker, Falcons. 95, Josh Bynes, middle linebacker, Cardinals. 94, Tyler Matakovich, inside linebacker, Steelers. 93, Tahir Whitehead, outside linebacker, Raiders. 92, Stephon Anthony, outside linebacker, Dolphins. 91, Nigel Bradham, outside linebacker, Eagles. 90, Leon Jacobs, outside linebacker, Jaguars. 89, Vince Williams, inside linebacker, Steelers. 88, Patrick Owunsor, inside linebacker, Ravens. 87, Matt Judon, outside linebacker, Ravens. 86, Josh Martin, outside linebacker, Jets. 85, Corey Littleton, inside linebacker, Rams. 84, Demario Davis, outside linebacker and middle linebacker, Saints. The Saints have him listed as an outside. 83, Christian Jones, outside linebacker, Lions. 82, A.J. Klein, outside linebacker, Saints. 81, Duke Riley, outside linebacker, middle linebacker, Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons have him listed as an outside. 80, Samson Ebukam, outside linebacker, Rams. 79, Nick Kwiatkowski, inside linebacker, Bears. 78, Sam Ako, outside linebacker, Bears. 77, Danny Trevathan, inside linebacker, Bears. 76, Nick Vigil, middle linebacker, outside linebacker, Bengals. The Bengals have him listed as a middle linebacker. 75, Bud Dupree, outside linebacker, Steelers. 74, Raekwon McMillan, middle linebacker, Dolphins. 73, Nathan Gary, outside linebacker, Eagles. 72, Jordan Jenkins, outside linebacker, Jets. 71, B.J. Goodson, inside linebacker, Giants. 70, Devin Kennard, outside linebacker, Lions. 69, Deion Buchanan, outside linebacker, Cardinals. 68, Eli Harold, outside linebacker, defensive end, 49ers. The 49ers have him listed as an outside linebacker. 67, Barkevius Mingo, outside linebacker, Seahawks. 66, Darren Lee, inside linebacker, Jets. 65, D. Ford, outside linebacker, Chiefs. 64, Darius Leonard, outside linebacker, Colts. 63, Gerard Davis, middle linebacker, Lions. 62, Matt Milano, outside linebacker, Bills. 61, Landon Roberts, middle linebacker, Patriots. 60, Monte Teo, middle linebacker, Saints. 59, Leonard Floyd, outside linebacker, Bears. 58, Avery Williamson, inside linebacker, Jets. 57, Zach Cunningham, inside linebacker, Texans. 56, Denzel Perryman, middle linebacker, Chargers. 55, Jatavius Brown, outside linebacker, Chargers. 54, Todd Davis, inside linebacker, Broncos. 53, Wesley Woodyard, inside linebacker, Titans. 52, Preston Brown, middle linebacker, outside linebacker, Bengals. The Bengals have him listed as a middle linebacker. 51, Ben Gideon, outside linebacker, Vikings. 50, Matt Longaker, outside linebacker, Rams. 49, Zach Brown, inside linebacker, Redskins. 48, Preston Smith, outside linebacker, Redskins. 47, Kiko Alonso, outside linebacker, Dolphins. 46, Hassan Reddick, outside linebacker, Cardinals. 45, Shaq Thompson, outside linebacker, Panthers. 44, Nick Perry, outside linebacker, Packers. 43, Blake Martinez, inside linebacker, middle linebacker, Packers. The Packers have him listed as an inside linebacker. 42, Malcolm Smith, outside linebacker, 49ers. 41, Kyle Van Noy, outside linebacker, Patriots. 40, Jamie Collins, outside linebacker, Browns. 39, Derek Johnson, middle linebacker, Rams. 38, Mark Barron, middle linebacker, Rams. 37, Reggie Ragland, inside linebacker, Chiefs. 36, KJ Wright, outside linebacker, Seahawks. 35, Lorenzo Alexander, outside linebacker, Bills. 34, Tremaine Edmonds, middle linebacker, Bills. 33, Jordan Hicks, middle linebacker, Eagles. 32, Reuben Foster, middle linebacker, 49ers. 31, Jalen Smith, middle linebacker, Cowboys. 30, TJ Watt, outside linebacker, Steelers. 29, Vontezi Burfict, outside linebacker, Bengals. 28, Derek Morgan, outside linebacker, Titans. 27, Telvin Smith, outside linebacker, Jaguars. 26, Brandon Marshall, inside linebacker, Broncos. 23, Alec Ogletree, inside linebacker, Giants. 24, Kawan Alexander, middle linebacker, Bucks. 23, Levante David, outside linebacker, Bucks. 22, Eric Hendricks, middle linebacker of the Vikings. 21, Miles Jack, middle linebacker, Jaguars. 20, Joe Schobert, middle linebacker, Browns. 19, Bradley Chubb, outside linebacker, Broncos. 18, CJ Mosley, middle linebacker, inside linebacker, Baltimore Ravens. 17, Olivier Vernon, outside linebacker, Giants. 16, Bernardrick McKinney, inside linebacker, Texans. 15, Ryan Kerrigan, outside linebacker, Redskins. 14, Thomas Davis, outside linebacker, Panthers. 13, Deion Jones, middle linebacker, Falcons. 12, Whitney Merciless, outside linebacker, Texans. 11, Brian Arakpo, outside linebacker, Titans. 10, Terrell Suggs, outside linebacker, Ravens. 9, Dante Hightower, outside linebacker, middle linebacker, Patriots. Patriots have him listed as an outside linebacker. 8, Sean Lee, outside linebacker, Dallas Cowboys. 7, Clay Matthews, outside linebacker, Green Bay Packers. 6, Bobby Wagner, middle linebacker, Seattle Seahawks. 5, Justin Houston, outside linebacker, Kansas City Chiefs. 4, Jadeveon Clowney, outside linebacker and defensive end, Houston Texans. The Texans have him listed as an outside linebacker. 3, Anthony Barr, outside linebacker, Minnesota Vikings. 2, Luke Kuechly, middle linebacker, Carolina Panthers. And number 1, Von Miller, outside linebacker, defensive end, Denver Broncos. Miller is listed as a linebacker. And those are your linebacker rankings. Now, quickly, I'm going to do my cornerback rankings. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing safeties. This list is a little shorter, only a grand total of 66 made the list. And let's get going. 66 and 65 are a pair of teammates who I believe have the worst secondary in football, maybe outside of a good safety. Kenny Moore and Pierre Desir, both of the Indianapolis Colts. 64, Terrence Mitchell of the Browns. 63, Akella Witherspoon of the Niners. 62, Rashawn Melvin of the Raiders. 61, Brian Poole of the Falcons. 60, Kevon Seymour, Panthers. 59, Jamar Taylor, Cardinals. 58, Ken Crawley, Saints. 57, Quentin Dunbar, Redskins. 56, Nevin Lawson, Lions. 55, Bobby McClain, Dolphins. 54, Trevor Williams, Chargers. 53, Chidobe Azui, Cowboys. 52, Garyon Conley, Raiders. 51, James Bradbury, Panthers. 50, Robert Alford, Falcons. 49, Eric Rowe, Patriots. 48, Byron Jones, Cowboys. 47, Bradley Roby, Broncos. 46, Prince Amukamara, Bears. 45, Tremont Williams, Packers. 44, Morris Claiborne, Jets. 43, Brandon Carr, Ravens. That's funny because those were both ex-Cowboys. 42, Steven Nelson, Chiefs. 41, Vontae Davis, Bills. 40, Xavier Howard, Dolphins. 39, Logan Ryan, Titans. 38, Jalen Mills, Eagles. 37, Kyle Fuller, Bears. 36, Byron Maxwell, Seahawks. 35, Kendall Fuller, Chiefs. 34, Brent Grimes, Bucks. 33, Kevin King, Packers. 32, Eli Apple, Giants. 31, Kevin Johnson, Texans. 30, Jonathan Joseph, Texans. 29, William Jackson III, Bengals. 28, Artie Burns, Steelers. 27, Ronald Darby, Eagles. 26, Dre Kirkpatrick, Bengals. 25, Stephon Gilmore, Patriots. 24, Josh Norman, Redskins. 23, Tremaine Johnson, Jets. 22, Tre'Davious White, Bills. 21, Jimmy Smith, Ravens. 20, Denzel Ward, Browns. 19, Trey Waynes, Vikings. 18, Shaquille Griffin, Seahawks. 17, Vernon Hargraves, Bucks. 16, Darius Slay, Lions. 15, Janoris Jenkins, Giants. 14, Malcolm Butler, Titans. 13, Jason Verrett, Chargers. This is unfortunate because he's out for the season with the torn ACL, and I thought if he was healthy, he'd be a top 15 quarterback in the league this year. 12, Aqib Talib, Rams. 11, Joe Hayden, Steelers. 10, Casey Hayward, Chargers. 9, A.J. Boyd, Jaguars. 8, Desmond Trufant, Falcons. 7, Richard Sherman, 49ers. 6, Marcus Peters, Rams. 5, Chris Harris Jr., Broncos. 4, Xavier Rhodes, Vikings. 3, Marshawn Lattimore, Saints. 2, Patrick Peterson, Cardinals. And number 1, Jalen Ramsey, Jacksonville Jaguars. It's amazing that a year 3 player is number 1 on this list, but that's facts and that's reality. Ramsey is a stud. He's versatile, and he's very deserving this number 1 spot. And before I go, I want to go over 2 things. The PGA leaderboard, as the final gets underway today. On a previous podcast, I picked Justin Thomas to win the tournament. In your leaderboard right now, Brooks Koepka is a -12 at number 1 in first place. Second place, you have Adam Scott with a -10. Third place, a 3-way tie. Gary Woodland, Ricky Fowler, and John Ram at -9. Some other notables, Tiger Woods is tied for 6th, along with Justin Thomas and 3 others at -8. And there are some other notable golfers that are out of it as well. And lastly, I'm going to go over the national TV schedule for NBA, just a few things that I want to hit on. We already discussed opening night and opening week on the podcast several times. Some interesting games that stand out. Wednesday, October 24th, Mavs-Hawks. That is the Trae Young versus Luka Doncic game. Don't forget the Dallas Mavericks traded up the number 3 to draft Luka Doncic, as the Hawks traded back and added a draft pick and drafted Trae Young. That could very well go down as a big mistake in Atlanta Hawks history and a big win in Mark Cuban's tenure as owner of the Dallas Mavericks. You have, as well, the Sixers and the Bucks on the same night on ESPN. That's the young Sixers team with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. Pretty much brought the same team back, and Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks look to improve on last year's disappointing season. Halloween night doubleheader, Pacers-Knicks. That's a questionable game. Yes, the Pacers are one of the better teams in the middle tier of the Eastern Conference. They can finish anywhere between 4 and 6, in my opinion, in the East. I think it'd be a disappointment if the Pacers took a step back this upcoming season. And then with the Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis won't be back yet. Maybe they want to show Kevin Knox some love on national TV. Then at 10:30, Spurs-Suns. So the new look Spurs with DeMar DeRozan come to Phoenix to take on DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, and the Suns in that ESPN doubleheader. And you also have a very interesting Rockets-Warriors from Houston, Thursday, November 15th, 8 o'clock TNT. So that's the Western Conference Finals rematch. And, of course, Lakers-Cavaliers, 8 o'clock ESPN. LeBron James has returned to Cleveland. And then Thunder at Golden State, 10:30 on ESPN the night before Thanksgiving as well. So Kevin Durant against his former team. 9:30 ESPN Friday, November 9th is Celtics at the Jazz. That's Gordon Hayward's return to Utah. December 6th, 8 o'clock TNT, Knicks-Celtics. I'm surprised that game made TNT, especially that early in the season. Maybe Kristaps Porzingis will be back sooner than people think. And Kyrie against the Knicks is always fun because there's a lot of speculation that Kyrie Irving could end up on the New York Knicks eventually. We already discussed Christmas Day and Martin Luther King Day. Friday, December 21st, you have the Pelicans at the Lakers. That's Julius Randle's return to Los Angeles. A very enticing game. Thursday, January 3rd, 8 o'clock, TNT, Raptors at San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard comes back to San Antonio. I think he might get booed massively. And then the nightcap of that doubleheader is Rockets at the Warriors, 10:30 TNT. So that should be a fun little doubleheader. And on Friday, February 22nd, after the All-Star break, you have the Spurs at the Raptors, 7 o'clock ESPN. So that's DeMar DeRozan back in Toronto. An intriguing Saturday night NBA game on ABC on March 2nd, Warriors-Sixers. Could be a finals preview, perhaps. And the other quote-unquote finals preview is in here somewhere. The Western Conference Finals preview, perhaps, Saturday, February 2nd, 8:30 ABC, Lakers at the Warriors. That is also a Christmas Day matchup as well. A game that I think is perplexing that's in the schedule, and I think it's a lock to be flexed out come this date, Wednesday, February 13th, the Brooklyn Nets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't get why that's on ESPN. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be awful, so are the Cleveland Cavaliers. Although there's some enticing rookies on both sides, of Colin Sexton obviously with the Cavs, and the Nets have some young talent as well. But that game does not belong on national TV whatsoever. And Saturday, March 9th, another possible finals preview, 8:30 ABC, Celtics-Lakers. That rivalry is going to be back, and that's going to be fun. Because of Kyrie Irving against LeBron James. They used to be teammates, obviously, in Cleveland, so that's what makes that rivalry even more enticing now. Saturday, March 13th, 8:30 ABC, Warriors at Oklahoma City, so Kevin Durant back in OKC. That's going to be fun. And then at the end of the season, the doubleheader on ESPN, 8 o'clock, Magic Hornets, 10:30, Timberwolves Nuggets. And it's funny because Timberwolves Nuggets last year was the play-in game for the 8 seed. The Timberwolves obviously won that game in overtime, and that game wasn't even nationally televised. That game was put on NBA TV, especially that last couple minutes of the fourth quarter in overtime. I remember watching that, and the Timberwolves ultimately winning that game and making the playoffs. And I don't think Magic Hornets will be that game. It'll probably be something else that comes up or whatever. And that's it for analyzing the schedule, and that's it for today's podcast. I'll be back tomorrow recapping all the baseball. I'm going to do my weekly power rankings, players of the week. I'll be doing safety rankings for NFL as well. And I'll discuss the PGA Tour and tickets that are going to be punched, or will be punched, I should say, by tomorrow for the Little League World Series. I hope you guys have a great day.